Welcome everyone to MH News VLAMP Video, Lighting, Audio, Music, and Photography. I'm your host, Matt Haslam. I am so excited to be back here for another episode. Finally, it's been so long since I was back, and today I get to answer all of your beautiful questions that you sent in over the past couple months. So let's get started. First question today comes in from Electro Network, and it says, I have one question. Why hasn't this show previewed in more than 5 months? Are you guys like on hiatus? I never seen anything else that was show related in 5 months. By the way, I subscribed. Thank you so much for your subscription. I love everyone that hits that subscribe button and hits that like button. You guys mean the world to me, and that's why we do this show, to help you guys, to give our advice, and basically all that we ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button, which is completely free. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, so Electro Network wrote in this right before season 3 actually was due to air. And yes, we were on a little hiatus there. Season 2 ended abruptly. We never made a real announcement that we were ending it because I just completely burned out, okay? Like, we're doing 5-6 episodes a week there, and I just had to say enough's enough because my client work was suffering, and I never wanted that to happen. And so basically I stopped doing MH News because every single day I woke up and had to come up with a new topic, and we had to do an episode every single day, and it was just so difficult. So yes, we ended abruptly and we went on a little hiatus there. Season 3 is out though, so all 12 episodes of MH News season 3 is out, and it's on this YouTube channel, so you can go check it out. It's all about how to market your music and market your entertainment company. So I highly suggest that if you're looking to grow your small entertainment business. But yeah, we took a little hiatus. We took another hiatus after season 3. We said we were going to do that though. And we said that on the final episode that we're taking a little break. We're coming back now for, I think, 1 episode every single month, which is going to be awesome, but we can't do 1 a week yet because I'm just too busy with my client work and other work, so, and a personal life because I still have that somehow. But yes, we're taking breaks here because it's just too much to do. So thanks for your question, and I hope that helps you understand why we couldn't keep going. Next question comes in from Vibe Low Music, and this actually comes in from our product review of the Magnus VT3000 video tripod that we did a while back now. Great review, but the way you speak does not make you sound confident about the product. It's hard to maintain my attention. Speak louder and a little more confident. Either way, thanks for the review. It did help a lot. I actually got back to him on this, and then he or she comes back and says, hey, no problem. Plus side is I went out and bought this tripod thanks to your review, and I love it. So that's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys find great equipment for low cost, and we're here to give you any advice we possibly can on any of your questions. And I understand that not every single episode is a thing where I sound so confident, and I'm sorry about that. First off, the Magnus VT3000 is a fantastic tripod. It's $130. Recently, since that episode actually aired, they actually came out with a updated version of it, and it's no more cost, and it's basically the same thing, but they upgraded a lot of different parts to it where it's stronger now, and it's a lot more durable to a lot of hits and stuff like that. It's fantastic, and I actually went out and bought more of them. They're fantastic tripods, and I so love them. I have utmost confidence in them to use them on even my larger cameras, so I didn't mean to sound less confident than I should have. But as with the last question, seriously, I was burned out, and I hope you understand that. And it was just too much. When you're doing the show every single day, it's like, why am I doing this? And it's not fun anymore. So now that we're back doing 1 episode a month, it's a little more fun, so I can be a little more confident. And thank you for your constructive criticism, and I understand that's what it was. I love that. If at any time you guys feel like you can offer advice to how we do the show, then certainly comment below and tell us. I love to hear that because I want to make the show better and better and better as we go along. The next question comes in on our How to Write a Music Video Script episode that we did a while back from Sakyle McKees, and he says, can we see the format on your Excel sheet? Sure you can, and I'm so sorry that we didn't actually put that in the episode. I thought you can see it on the screen, and then once it aired and it went live, I realized, no, you can't actually read the screen. And I realized that about a week after it aired and it went live, so I couldn't change it. So I'm really, really sorry about that. But I will put it up on the screen right now for you to see what it actually looks like. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to get the music from your client and figure out how many seconds long that music track is. And then you're going to make 1 second for every single row in that Excel sheet. And you're going to mark down 001, 002, so on. And until you get to the very end. And I usually put, rather than 61 seconds, I put 101 or something like that. That way I know it's 1 minute and 1 second into the video. But what I always do on this is if a scene is going to last longer than 1 second that we're planning, then I combine cells on the right hand side of that, so I know that scene has to last 5 seconds. And why that's important is when I'm actually on set shooting that scene, I want to make sure that that scene lasts longer than 5 seconds so we can choose a clip that's 5 seconds long. So if I try to make a scene 5 seconds in the script and I forget that script when I'm on set shooting and I only shoot, let's say, 3 seconds of footage on that scene, well, which I probably wouldn't do anyway, because whenever you shoot, you have to shoot at least 10 seconds for an editor to do anything with it. So I wouldn't do that anyway, but if I did, then I wouldn't have enough and I would need to do time correction on it, which would make the whole video suck. So I always put down and combine cells. That way I know that scene has to last that many seconds. I also nowadays color code everything. So if we're doing a location in the forest, I color code all of the scenes and the time code on that green or something like that. So I know this location is all green on my script. So I can just go through that script that day and my script becomes a shot list for me as well. If we're doing a cityscape, then I highlight everything in like gray or something like that before I print it out. That way I know every single scene that needs to be shot at that location today is highlighted in gray. And that way, before I leave that location, I'm not leaving any scenes behind. Next question comes in from Peyton Barrett. I'm setting up a more professional home edit suite. I'm getting a few audio interfaces and studio monitors, AV40s to start. I need to go from it. Basically, what he's saying is he's setting up a editing suite and he wants to make it more professional and get good sound out of it. First off, I looked up the AV40s and they're not that great. They're kind of cheap for what they are. And they have the type of wiring between them that you have to actually strip a wire and plug it in and lock it in. Anytime you have that, it's really cheap. It's bad for you to have. It's crappy audio. You want to have XLR, quarter inch, or speak on, or some sort of actual connection there other than just plug in a wire and try to lock it. That's the true sign of a bad speaker. But besides that, I think you're getting way too complex with it. You say you're getting a few audio interfaces, and that's not what you want to do. I've seen editing suites before that they have racks and racks of equipment off to the side. Processors, they have EQ machines, equalization machines, they have reverb machines, all that kind of technology on the side. But what good is that when that's not actually in your mix? That's mixing the audio after it exits your computer for your live sound system there in the studio. That does nothing for the actual mix. So when you export that video and put it on YouTube or whatever you put it on, your audience isn't hearing all of those processors. They don't have that same equipment in their office or their home. They're not going to have all those processors on their iPhone. So you want to make sure that you're giving them the exact audio. So don't have any interfaces at all. What I always do is I edit on what my audience is going to hear it on. So if for a chance my client wants me to edit so their audience is going to hear it on an iPhone or their computer speakers, well, then I'm going to edit actually off my computer speakers. Now, granted, inside of my computer here, we have Bose speakers actually embedded in the computer, so I'm hearing really great quality audio out of the computer, but that's besides the point. So I want to actually edit on what my audience is going to hear, and if they're going to hear it on computer speakers, I'm going to listen and mix off of those computer speakers. A lot of what I edit goes out to projection and out a live sound system, so I'm actually editing through live sound speakers that are set up in the office here. So I have a USB 2 cable to go from my computer to a live sound system mixer that goes to a live sound system power amplifier and out our live sound system speakers that are the same type of speakers we use for live audio systems out on the road. Now, basically what I use is Yamaha MG166C-USB mixer, Crown XLS 1000 power amplifier. It's only in the office here, so I don't need a huge amount of power, so 1000 watts is great for that. And I have two Soundtech speakers that we use for in the office here. And like I said, that gives me the sound as if I'm hearing it out of a live sound system in a huge audience. So that's great for that. But let's say my audience is hearing it out of a TV. Well, I'm going to mix on my computer speaker or out of my studio monitors that I have, and then I'm going to listen to it on a TV before I give it to my client. That way I know it's going to sound good for them. Next question you had on this was, would you suggest getting a DI box as well? And I actually don't. DI boxes are made to go between an instrument and a live sound system mixer. If you're trying to plug a keyboard or a guitar into a live sound system mixer, then yes, you want a DI box. But DI boxes are not made for this use. If you were trying to connect an eighth inch jack off a computer to a live sound system mixer, then yes, use a DI box, but never use a DI box for a editing suite. It just won't give you the quality audio you're looking for. If, like, let's just say it this way: 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch XLR, speak on whatever kind of cable, RCA, whatever kind of cable you're using to connect your computer to your sound system in your editing suite, will never give you the same quality as a USB cable, either USB 2 or USB 3, that goes from your computer to your mixer, because that's giving your mixer the absolute best quality. Now, we have a 16-channel mixer here because I actually take this entire editing suite on the road with me everywhere I go, so I can record the best quality audio. Let's say I'm doing a school play. I want to actually mix 16 channels of input from all these different microphones. I want to mix that live, because I'm mixing differently than the live sound engineer would be mixing it. So I actually bring my own mixer most times. But I need the capability to have 16 channels. You might be able to get away with a $200 version, a Yamaha or Mackie $200 version that offers you 4 or 6 channels, because you don't need those channels. You just need USB input and USB capability. But then I would get a power amplifier and a set of live sound system speakers like I did, or you can get yourself a little better quality set of studio monitors, maybe starting at $250 range, and save up for a little bit on that. But if you're just starting out, then I would try to get yourself a good pair of headphones. I use like a $100 pair of headphones here at the office, and whenever I'm mixing for people that want to hear it on their iPhone, I actually mix on crappy $20 pair of headphones here, which are Sony stereo headphones, MDR ZX100, $20, and it gives me good audio. But this is actually what I use on the road to hear out of our sound system, so I can actually see if I'm mixing it well. But like I said, they're $20 and they're not that bad. So I would suggest getting 2 different types of headphones. That way you know you're mixing well. Next question comes in from Ken Daniel Kawakami. I'm going to say it that way. I'm sorry if it's not right. But looking for some more hard drives for storage and editing. Are those gaming SSD HD solid state hybrid drives significantly better than normal HDs? Are they worth the extra bucks? Do you guys use any other type of specialty drives instead of generic hard drives? No. What we do all the time is we use regular hard drives for our on location, our off-site drives, and the in-office drives. And the reason why we do that is because we don't need SSHDs yet. If we're editing something that has like 4, 6, 8K footage, and we're editing, 20, 30 hours of that footage down to a 2-hour long movie or something like that, or a long documentary, then yes, by all means, we want to have solid state hybrid drives because they're so much faster. But if we're just editing the normal projects that we have here, then we're going to use regular hard drives. And if you're editing anything less than 4, 6, 8K footage for huge 1.5, 2-hour long projects, if you're doing less than that, I really don't see a need for solid state hybrid drives just quite yet. Maybe one day, or if you're doing so much work that you need constant access to tons of files, then maybe. But it depends on what you're actually editing, how much file size, what's the file size of that project. The way we always set up things is whenever we're on location, all of our cameras, all of our audio recorders record to SD cards, and then those SD cards actually get sent to a DIT station on set, on location with us, wherever we go, and then we copy it onto our computer. And what we do is all of our project files are the same way. Every project we have is on our external hard drives, on location drives, as a year, month, and date, and then the project name. So we're going to record what date we actually filmed it, and then the project name. And inside that folder is different folders for footage, audio, graphics, photographs, and sometimes production documents on there as well, just in case we need them while we're on set of like different contracts, on location contracts, actor releases and stuff like that. We keep them on there as well. But for the most part, we have all of our footage on there, and inside that has every single camera we had on set that day, and we label which camera it was, which lens we were using on that camera. That way we know if we want an extreme wide shot, we're going to pick camera 3G, which means a GoPro or something like that. If we want a tighter shot, we're going to pick camera 2, 55 to 250, because that's 55 to 250 millimeter lens. Then on our audio, we're going to have all of our Zoom H4Ns on there, and then we have either a D or an A next to them, which means direct audio from like a mixer, or ambient audio, which means microphones that were placed somewhere in the room. Then we have all of our graphics, let's say company logos, different people have different graphics for us sometimes, and different pictures for us. We're going to put them all in the graphics file. If we have Adobe Illustrator files, we're going to put them all in there. Then photographs, all of our photos that we have for that project that we took, and that project file is actually on our 2 terabyte on location drive, and that way my DIT station operator knows exactly where things go when I hand him an SD card, and I don't need to sit there and tell him every single step of the way. And then at the end of the day, before we leave that location, once everything's copied onto that project file on the 2 terabyte on location drive, we copy that entire project file over to that 1 terabyte drive. That way it's copied at least twice. We also have the copy on the SD cards as well. Then once we get back to the office, that 2 terabyte one gets plugged into our computer, and we copy it onto the actual computer we're going to edit it on. And then we copy it also onto an office one, which is a 5 terabyte WD MyBook one. And that stays here in the office the entire time. And see, this way we have 4 copies of everything before we start editing those files. That way if we mess something up, we still have that footage somewhere. Or if that footage gets lost somehow, we have 3 other copies somewhere. But while we're editing, every single project file we edit on, if we're pulling footage from a project, we're going to pull it off of our actual hard drive on the computer, because that's a solid state drive. So that way we can actually get the fastest rendering times, fastest playback times, because we're not actually connecting to any USB device to get that footage or those photos or the graphics. We're just playing it back off of our actual hard drive off the computer. That way I can take this on the road, I can edit in the passenger seat on the way to some different venue. I can do all that kind of stuff because all that project file is actually on my computer itself. There's no hard drives involved. I copy it onto external hard drives that are regular hard drives, but that's just to copy it. And then once a week, everything gets copied to an offsite backup somewhere else, and that's again on a regular hard drive. There's nothing really special about it. Overall, we have 21.5 terabytes of hard drive somewhere that we end up using. It's a lot, but it's a lot better than not having anything at all. And it's really, what you have to remember about solid state hard drives is that, first off, if you're not doing huge projects, then you don't need them. There's absolutely no need for it. But you have to remember that you need 2 of them. So there's no point to getting a 1 or 2 terabyte solid state hard drive. Absolutely no point, because your computer has a solid state drive in it and you can just store it on there. But so if you're going to get one, you probably should get like an 8 or 12 terabyte one. And if you're going to do that, you need 2 of them, because you need an off-site one as well as the office one, so that you're going to actually edit off of. You need an external one somewhere else at a different location, just in case you lose the footage at the office or some sort of natural disaster happens. You need that somewhere else. So keep your cost in mind. That's all of the questions for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and see us next time here on MH News VLAMP, video lighting, audio, music, and photography. See you next time. Bye.